Stop me if you've heard this before. Dwight Howard has been traded. What is going on, y'all? 5 Sports Talk back at it with another video talking, of course, some NBA here to talk about one Dwight Howard, who, again, like I said, if you guys have heard this before, let me know. Oh, wait, you have. Dwight Howard gets traded again, and coincidentally, and this is so weird, on the same exact date that he got traded last year to the Charlotte Hornets. He gets traded this year now, and he is getting shipped out of Charlotte to Brooklyn for Timofey Mozgov and 2 second-round picks. So what a career trajectory it has been for Dwight Howard, completely in the wrong direction. I mean, we're talking about a nosedive of a trajectory for a player who's now on his 4th team in 4 years, folks. 4th team in 4 years. Just fathom that. Dwight Howard, who was an MVP candidate in this league, 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, multiple-time All-Star. He's going to be a Hall of Famer, I still think, but the fact that he is on his 4th team in 4 years is absolutely crazy to me. He's just getting, passed around like hot potato at this point because nobody wants him. Well, here's the thing, though, about that. With Dwight Howard, though, his contracts make it that way, even though he had a good season with the Hornets last year. A lot of people don't just look at the fact that he keeps getting traded and like, okay, Dwight Howard, clearly he's not the same player that he once was, but he did have a productive season last year, numbers-wise. But again, he gets shipped out, and I'll tell you why he got shipped out. It was not because of basketball reasons. This has everything to do with everything besides that. But Dwight Howard does get shipped out to the Brooklyn Nets, and like I said, the Hornets get Timofey Mozgov and 2 second-round picks. So let's dissect this trade. Why did the Hornets make this trade? Why did the Brooklyn Nets make this trade? Who is the winner of this trade, if any? And analyze this trade from a whole and talk about any future moves for both teams. So why did the Charlotte Hornets make this trade? Well, 2 words: salary cap. And if you guys have been paying attention to my videos, I have been talking about this for quite some time with the Charlotte Hornets, who are in salary cap hell, if you will, and they didn't make the playoffs last year, which means they are going to clean house, and this is step 1 of doing just that. Michael Jordan hired Mitch Kupchak for this very reason as president of basketball operations. He brought in a new head coach. This is going to be a completely revamped team, I believe, by the time the offseason is over. And you have so many bad contracts on this roster, you're just going to have to take back garbage like they took back with Timofey Mozgov, who clearly is not going to be in their plans. This is just to make the salaries fit, and it's a salary cap dump. That's all it is. Dwight Howard's going to be an expiring contract next year, and the Hornets get to save money, get out of the luxury tax, so that's why they made it. Look for them to make more moves like this with Marvin Williams, who's got an awful contract, Nicholas Batum, who's got an awful contract, and Kemba Walker. Remember, I said Kemba Walker is a guy that they could be looking to ship out, not because Kemba's got an awful contract, but because Kemba is their best asset, and for them to get back young talent, if they are in fact looking to rebuild, which it looks like they are, according to this trade, they're headed in that direction. You can get the most value out of a guy like a Kemba Walker, which is why I had brought up the proposal of the Cleveland Cavaliers going in and looking to trade for him, and it does look like that is something that they have inquired about. With that being said, that's for another video, for another day. So that is the first step for the Hornets. That is why they traded Dwight Howard. Like I said, Dwight Howard had a good year statistically. 16 points, about 12 and a half rebounds around there, a little more than a block a game. The numbers were there for Dwight Howard, and he was productive, okay? It's just that the Hornets were not going anywhere, and they needed to do something, and this is what they did. Let's talk about the Brooklyn Nets side of things for a little bit. So Timofey Mozgov's contract is atrocious, obviously, so they get that off the books. That's the incentive there. You get back a Dwight Howard, who, like I said, is clearly not the same player that he once was, but had a good year last year, and he's had a decent year the last couple of seasons, even back in Atlanta. He's been decent. It's just been a bad fit with the teams that he's been on, okay? So I don't know if that's going to change with the Brooklyn Nets. Heck, I don't even know if Dwight Howard is going to stay with the Brooklyn Nets. I'll let you guys know that in just a second here, but they wanted to get rid of Timofey Mozgov's contract, but more importantly, they save money in 2019, and they're able to create, 2019 and 2020, and they're able to create 2 max salary cap slots, okay? So that is going to allow them, when free agency rolls around, to maybe sign a Kyrie Irving, maybe sign a Jimmy Butler. This was brought up by Jason McIntyre on The Herd today, which was a good point. You know, Kyrie and Jimmy have been wanting to play for a while. You can get 2 max slots, go to Brooklyn. And in that instance, maybe they do keep Dwight, and they still got D'Angelo Russell. They still got their young pieces like Aronde Hollis Jefferson, Karis LeVert, guys like that. But my thing is, if the Nets really do believe that they are going to go after 2 max slot guys, then I do think they will keep Dwight Howard. He is an expiring contract, so Dwight Howard could again leave the Brooklyn Nets after this season. But they could decide to keep him and then let this year play out. And what's going to happen is, like I said, if they're going to have those 2 max slots, and they can decide to go after 2 guys. And if those 2 guys, they get them, they can bring in Dwight as well. And now you've got something in Brooklyn, okay? A lot of the Nets plans throughout these past few seasons has just been complete rebuild. Well, now it looks like they're ready to take that next step. So that is looking like the plan in Brooklyn. So who won this trade? Well, ultimately, both teams benefited and got what they wanted, okay? This is all about what did you want. The Hornets wanted salary cap space, and they wanted to dump salary cap. They got that. Brooklyn Nets wanted to create 2 max slots for upcoming free agencies. They got that, okay? So to me, it's basically a wash here. If I had to give the edge, maybe I'll give it to Brooklyn, because like I said, Dwight Howard has not been awful. Maybe he could help them, but it's pretty much a wash. I don't think there's a clear winner here. Both teams got what they needed, but I'm excited for this trade because now this is going to propel more trades, especially on the Hornet side of things, and let's see what happens with the Brooklyn Nets. So there you have it, folks. Breaking down the trade, that is the result of it. That is what I think about this trade. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below if you guys agree with me or not. Follow me on my social media links down below for that. And make sure, if you guys have not subscribed, go ahead and do so. Turn on the post notifications because you're not going to want to miss it. A lot of NBA content coming out every single day, every single week. With that being said, thanks for watching.